Fellas, this is either going to be a huge flop or this
For
is
sure.
going to be pretty funny. I think I'm 50-50 right now. I asked you both if you had notebooks to write stuff down. Tonight we are playing not against each other, but with each other.
I love to play with Dean.
And how well do you know
Been
me?
dreaming about playing with
How well do we know Bill?
No,
each other.
each other. First question,
Yikes.
Eddie. What's the size of Dean's?
Well, we don't need
All
much
right,
paper.
Here we go.
No.
Eddie, what Hogwarts house would Dean be sorted into, or what he would want to be sorted into?
Hold on. Before you write anything down, let me think. Okay.
He
Straight
almost should
face.
be the one to write this down.
Okay. You want me to?
don't
I know what I would get sorted into, but there's one I'd rather get sorted into. I've
There's
done the
an
test.
obvious answer
I'm a big Harry Potter
for most people who love Harry Potter. There's an obvious answer for most people that love Harry Potter.
Uh-huh.
And I would assume that's where you'd want to go. So you know what I'm going to say.
Probably.
You don't have to write it down. I'm going to say Gryffindor.
Yeah.
And you thought maybe you'd get sorted into Hufflepuff.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly. He's spot on. Spot on. Holy shit. I've taken the test. It always pops up Hufflepuff. I'm too loyal.
I freaking knew it. Thank you for being on.
2-1 Eddie.
Here we go.
So wake up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, hosted by me and my brothers Bill and Dean. On this week's episode, we get into the week that was some old school TV stuff to talk about. Build Your Big Three, 90s sitcom edition. Of course, we got to dig into some of that stuff you don't even know anything about during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week. And have a great time during Bill's Balls games. Dean, what's up, man?
Not much, man. It's been I had a pretty good half decent week. Well, a good weekend, half decent week. Weekend I went to my buddy's house, and we had a few other buddies over there, and we tried to party like we did, you know. And easy to say that we were all pretty much done by 11 o'clock. It probably started at like 8. It finished, I was hammered by 11, so that was pretty much. And then I fell asleep in his chair, and I got bit by, like, I don't know if it was a spider or whatever, but it like
Someone's little teeth.
Yeah, somebody's little teeth. And I would welts, and it bit me on my eye, like on my eyelid and above my eye. And on Monday morning, my eye was completely swollen up. So I ended up having to call into work. So I was like, I'm not gonna walk around looking like a freak all day. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally like,
well, more than
more than
normal.
usually. Usually I'm doing this, but instead of you know. So that was a good
crazy.
time. Yeah.
So what was up with the eye? I mean, like, was it an allergic reaction? I mean,
I think so. I was having whenever I get, like, even like when I get bit by like a mosquito, like on my face, it like swells up big, like bigger than it probably normally would. I don't know how everybody else reacts, but I'm not good with like bug bites and stuff like that. My body doesn't like it. So that was interesting. So that made my last few days of work pretty brutal, because I had to double up, and then, you know, the weather and all that stuff. So that was fun. But I also made a couple of purchases over the week. So I bought an air fryer for my first one I ever bought.
Ooh.
It's been pretty nice so far. It was a nice little Ninja one, you know.
Yeah.
And I also bought a golf daddy. The just a little friend of mine that comes over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I don't know if you guys have seen those.
His name is Juan.
Yeah, his name is Juan. He doesn't know anything about golf.
He's my golf daddy.
No, it's a simulator. So it's like a little simulator. It's just got like a little pad. Bill kind of has one in a general sense, but it's got like a pad where it shows like your swing path once you hit the pad, and then you have like you set your phone up to the app, and then you put it like waist high, and it like helps you like correct your swing in a sense. I don't know if it'll actually help, but I figure it's good to get some swings in while I can't, during this time. But yeah, but what I really need, I'm getting a golf daddy, but what I really need is a golf buddy. And that's where secondhandbirdies.com comes in. One of the official sponsors of the Wake Up Podcast, handling all your golf club needs without breaking the bank. They are a family-owned business who specializes in taking any and all golf gear and clubs and refurbishing them back to their old glory, which are marked on the site with a quality club rating from 1 to 5. 5 being almost brand new to 1 being nothing special, but will get the job done. This ensures an easy and pleasant shopping experience, knowing exactly what you're going to get, also providing great customer service and also a quick delivery so you can get to swinging as soon as possible. They also offer golf club cleaning services for those of us that don't have the time to do it, or like myself, are just too lazy to do it ourselves. All clubs are already at a discounted price, but if you subscribe to their email newsletter, you'll get an additional 10% off your very first purchase. That makes an already great deal even better. For example, a Wilson 9-iron intermediate flex with a carbon shaft and a custom grip, normally a $70 club, is only $19.99, plus an extra 10% off if it's your first purchase. Is crazy. Inventory moves fast, so don't wait too long. Get to secondhandbirdies.com, subscribe to the email newsletter, get your 10% off your first purchase, and get to swinging your new club. Go to secondhandbirdies.com. And
if you go there in person and say "Wake Up Podcast," what do you get then?
Nothing yet. That's in the works. Also, he did want me to mention to you, Bill, that he heard your left-handed request, and he is now adding on a section for left-handed clubs specifically. He doesn't have a lot in inventory because they are harder clubs to find, but he is working on that to put into his website. So he took your request to heart, and he's adding it into his site, secondhandbirdies.com.
Tell him, well, he's probably listening to this.
Oh, he'll listen.
If I end up getting newer clubs at some point, I will reach out and see about him wanting my old clubs.
Yeah. Be a good start for him. A good start. He's already going pretty good. A lot of good reviews. I mean, it's going over well for him right now. So definitely check it out if you are in the market.
Heck yeah, man. Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I guess that goes to me. Fellas.
My golf buddy.
Yeah. Okay, we passed the stomach flu bug through our house. I was off work Monday through Wednesday. It was not great. Not fun. But yeah. I was trying to segue into what I wanted to talk about because it kind of goes together. So I want to get your guys' opinion or thoughts on this because when it happened, it's pretty funny. First thing I thought of when I left was I gotta talk about this on the pod. So I had to use the bathroom.
Hmm.
And
Nice. Big deuce. I like it.
yes, it was. It was. That's what leads me into the experience I had. So it's a decent bathroom, but it's only 2 stalls and like 2 urinals, right? Well, I had to take the old deucer, and I go in there, and there's one dude peeing, and then there's one dude in a stall.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in the second stall, and and the guy who pees leaves. So now it's just me and this other dude, essentially side by side with a piece of metal between us.
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking, like, where else in this world would you would you be sitting pants down, holes out, and like it was a weird feeling.
Mhm.
It was I don't
Normal
know.
day for me.
You
What's
knock
that?
on the.
So it's
Hey.
a normal day for me.
How's it flowing?
You know, and
You
like
okay?
sometimes you like sit there with your phone or whatever, and so it just seemed like it strung out a little too long, and to the point where I got uncomfortable. Like it's just me and this dude, and like I've done this before. It's not like, but it went on for a solid like almost 10 minutes, right? And I just feel I don't know. I felt uncomfortable, and I don't know if that's just a me thing, or if like you guys have experienced the same thing where it's just like this is you and this one dude, pants down, holes out, just making noises.
I do my best not to go number 2 in the public restrooms. I don't know. I'd rather
Sure.
just do it at home. I'll hold it as long as I can till I can't, and then it's like, okay, get out, get out my way. I'm gonna blow it up. Have you? Oh, before Eddie responds, have you guys heard that story about that guy that got the police called at him at like a Walmart? So, I don't know where.
I've talked about that before.
Yeah, that shows.
Yeah, I think it was a Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna blow it up.
Those, yeah. The cops were like, "Oh my gosh, he's got a bomb! I'm fixing to blow it up." He says. Oh, that's funny. Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, it's funny because I was talking about something similar to that recently. I think it was with my 15-year-old son. It was more like, it was brought up by a lady to me, and then I was talking to him about it because the lady was like, it is kind of weird how guys have to like stand next to each other while they're peeing, and like at least girls, they have like the stalls. Like I'll take a dude sitting next to me in the crapper, and I was telling Aiden, I'm like, dude, I remember going to like a big football game a long time ago, and it was just the big trough.
I hated the
trough. I was like, he was like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, there's no dividers. They're just like, dude, what kind of animals have they just
this big sink
marked
every Filipino hates a trough.
It's not the best moment.
We're all like, other guys are
sweet, a trough.
I can finally show the goods.
No, but yeah, so I'm like, I mean, it's obviously uncomfortable. It's like, even in general, you're just lucky to be afforded that thin piece of metal between you and the guy standing literally 3 inches on the other side of that piece of metal from you. And that's like a grace, right? Because there's places that don't even have that. And it's just like, dude, I'll take sitting in a toilet next to another dude in a toilet in a stall.
But it was just him and I, like, for
dueling pianos.
And no one was really doing anything. You know what I mean? So now you're just 2 dudes staring at
Were
your phone.
Were you both waiting for the other person to make the move? to like make the big move and get out before you could let your own move go?
Yeah, because the worst part about that is you both get done at the same time and you both come out. And then,
Yeah, that is the worst.
just like, oh, hey, spicy afternoon, huh?
Oh, excuse me. You're going around each other and getting towels and stuff. Like, my bad.
Of course, it'd be like
That's the
wood
worst
towel
part.
dispenser.
Yeah, only when you're just sitting there with wet hands. All right, I'll wait my turn. It's cool. Yeah.
Well, I don't want him to grab them for me. I'll tell you that. Okay.
Well, I've texted you guys before, and it's like there was the one time, I don't know, Eddie, if I texted you, I feel like I did. I was in like a 6 to 7 stall bathroom, and it was like me and one other person that was like all the way on the other end, because you grow up with like man law, right? Urinals. There's 3 urinals. You're not parking yourself next to the other person unless you have to.
Unless you absolutely
right, or you just wait it out. I don't know.
It's a general courtesy. I don't know if I mean, man law. It's like just take one over.
Yeah.
Like, why would you stand right next to the person? You both got your cock out in your hand and you're just standing there.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you at least take the other 3 feet?
Right. Me trying to take a peek over the little metal.
Yeah.
What you got, buddy? I smell popcorn. What are you?
But it was, and there was someone else on the other end, and then someone just came in and parked right next to me. And it's like, dude, there's other stalls,
right,
where there was space.
Did you see the other ones, or you saw that one? That's when you were going to, and you went in.
It's a fairly clean bathroom. Like there was another stall, at least 2-3 other stalls.
You never know what's going on in there. Did you look?
That's true.
No,
those
but I don't.
Can be pretty.
It wasn't like I because when someone's walking around. I mean, he just walked in and went straight beeline right in.
He knew.
3 doors open.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Come on.
I just, in that instance, I just felt uncomfortable that it was just him and I in this room, and no one. I don't know. I just wondered how you guys felt about it.
I like it because I'll start scooting my foot over to get close to their foot.
You little foot too.
You
see where they're at?
Gauge my location here.
Do you ever, like, when I stand up to like put my belt on and whatnot, I find myself sometimes facing the person.
Oh, shit.
So my feet are pointed that way. Obviously,
and then your head comes up underneath the stall.
Obviously, I'm not like thinking about it, but like that exact time, like I noticed. And I'm like,
you good on toilet paper? Or?
I thought that was weird on my part.
The only time I ever really get uncomfortable is when I walk in and it's like just 2 urinals and there's somebody already standing there and I know all I have to do is pee. And I don't know why, but I have this thing where like I could go to the I pulled my pants down to take a dump in the urinal.
Like, I wish there wasn't somebody there.
I wish we had that little metal thing in between us.
You wouldn't even know.
No, like I don't like to, unless it's like at like a football stadium or something, but like in like just like a regular bathroom. I don't like to pee in the stall. I don't know. I don't like people hearing my pee hit the water, I guess, because it's, I don't know, maybe because I think it's too short. You know what I mean? Like I pee like just a little like a spray bottle, you know? I don't know. It's a weird thing in my head.
Do
you like
that? Is it like a squeeze bottle's worth of pee? Because you honestly need to go get that checked, my man.
I
if it just comes out in one spray, you gotta go get that looked at, dude.
It's like a nozzle, you know. It's just like you turn it on and off.
Turn
real
it-
quick.
You're upside down. You're like, oh, it's going straight.
It's going good now. But yeah, and then I go up to and then you almost have to go to that urinal next to with no metal wall. It's just the two of you. And it's only you two in the bath. That's the only time I ever get uncomfortable. Is just like, all right, now I have to kind of pee a little bit longer, pretend to pee a little longer, so that way when he's washing his hands, like we had just talked about, I'm not like, oh, excuse me, let me get the soap. You mind? You squeeze me a little, give me a little dabber. So that's the only time I ever get uncomfortable in the bathroom. And I'm not even really that uncomfortable with it. It's just a weird thing. If I was uncomfortable, I wouldn't do it. But
I don't know. I usually never am. It's just, I don't know if I just got to thinking about it. I don't know. Regardless, I just want to get your thoughts on it.
it's true. Thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
But you've had some weird bathroom experiences, though.
Yes, I have.
So, that makes more sense for you. Yeah.
Eddie, do you know any of these bathroom experiences I've had?
I remember one from a really long time ago that we thought was really funny when we were really young.
No, this is like 2 adult stories.
Yeah. Like within the last couple of years.
I'll give you one. I'll give you one
give
real
us a
quick.
taster,
I'll give you one. Yeah. So one night I was coming back home from I live in Grand Rapids area. I was coming back from Marshall and I stopped at the rest area in Galesburg. To people who have no idea what that is, I just stopped at a rest area. And it was late and I go to the bathroom. For whatever reason, I'm always taking a dude to number 2. I don't know.
It's never a quick stop for you.
It's never just a quick whiz and go. And so I'm sitting there. I'm, like anything else, you're on your phone or whatnot. And all of a sudden, I see I hear someone come in, and I see the steps, and I see the feet come back. And the next thing I know, I look up, and this dude's looking over.
Hell yeah.
And I go, what are you doing? And he goes, oh man, I'm so sorry.
You good or
how are you sorry? You clearly meant to do this.
You meant to do that.
And he left before I could, what are you doing in that moment?
You're covered up. What are you doing? Oh my god.
That's not it. And I said I would never stop at that rest area again. So I might as well tell the other one. So this was
Is
like
it just that Shell gas station right there?
No, the rest area.
There is a Shell gas station, but I went to the rest area. I don't know why. That was dumb on my part. So fast forward, I don't know, 7 years, whatever.
Same guy.
Same
rest area.
No, it was not.
On your 2 feet walking up.
I was on 131 going to Kalamazoo from Grand Rapids, and there's a rest area. And this was in the morning. This was like pretty early, probably about 4:30. And I go in the bathroom. I'm dropping a 2.
We know. Rest area bill number 2.
Yeah. Learned my
you
lesson
don't
after
stop for once.
Yeah, you don't just hold it until you gotta go 2.
Yeah. And I'm in the bathroom, and before I know it, this guy like puts his hand down so I can see his hand underneath the wall. And at first I'm like, is this dude either dead or sleeping or whatever? Because it was just kind of hanging there. And so it's hard with the camera, but So his hands like this, but like palm out, and then all of a sudden you just see his hand like turn and do this and go like.
And then I dropped to my knees and
And so after I said goodbye,
after I kissed him goodbye.
immediately I just like wiped and got out of
I
there.
would have kicked his freaking hand. I swear I would have kicked his hand.
I believe you. Like,
So
I mean, that's
I've-
very flattering, but thank you for picking me. I don't think
You know, it's early. I
I haven't had any OJ yet.
So after that, I have decided to just stick to gas station bathrooms.
Probably the best route anyway.
If you can. I mean, I've definitely, even hearing that, I'm still going to rest areas if I got to.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so convenient.
Right.
Because it's such an easy on, easy off the freeway. The bathroom's close to the door. Like you can park close usually too.
Yeah.
And normally people aren't trying to jerk you off. Normally.
Yeah.
Unless I'm there, you know. What rest area did you say that was, Bill?
Dean's scratching his phone number into the side of the bathroom stall. Feels like that hand was familiar, but I didn't want to ask any questions.
That's funny.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Start
I
moving.
haven't had any bathroom situations come up recently. Just, same old normal stuff. Running around. It's pretty much the same all the time. Because, I mean, my two younger ones have like 3 to 4 swim practices every week. And my oldest has wrestling practice 4 to 5 times a week plus a meet. So it's like, that's basically what I'm doing. In a general sense. And I saw, because we were talking about 90s movies. This has nothing to do with 90s movies now that I'm thinking about it, but we were talking about stuff on TV, and I saw an ad for a show that's supposed to come out soon. It was like Joe Schmo or something. It's a reality prank show.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Where he's like on a game show, like a real world road rules challenge type of thing. I don't know. I don't know what else to compare it to.
Like a Big Brother almost.
Yeah, but they have well, I guess Big Brother does that too. Yeah, they have like challenges and stuff.
Yeah. Or the challenge. Yeah, you're right.
But the guy is the only one who doesn't know.
Yeah, he's the only one not an actor.
Yes, there's only one guy that's not an actor on the show. And I absolutely love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that is just reality gold, right? Because you can just see the commercials for it and stuff, and the guy's like, man, like it's getting crazy and all this other stuff for him. But everybody's like, they're all actors.
Yeah. I feel like if you're an actor, you'd feel bad eventually.
I think it seemed like it, because I think one of the actors was like, I hope we can all be friends when this is all over.
Yeah.
In one of the like previews of the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I can't. I think that's what the name of the show is called. And I remember watching Joe Millionaire. Must have been early 2000s. Do you remember that show? It was supposed to be The Bachelor-ish, except all the ladies knew he was a millionaire, but he wasn't actually a millionaire.
Yeah, I did see some of that. Yeah.
And I remember watching that show. I just absolutely loved it. But it is like, at the same time, they're just setting them all up for this huge fail. Because like the dude is obviously falling in love with these women, and they're falling in love with him, but it's under the premise that he's a millionaire. And he was a good looking, like, I don't remember how old. He must have been 30s, 40s, guy. And so like, he's the prototype of like what girls look for in like a dude. other than he wasn't rich.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how it ended at the end. Like, I'm sure the lady at first was probably like, no, that's okay.
Right.
Or it went one or two ways, right? That it always goes. Either, oh, that's okay, and then they break up with him later. Or two, it was like, that means you've been lying to me this whole time, even though it was just the one thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I can't remember how that ended either.
I can't either. But I don't know. I was excited for that. And I didn't have much else to say about it. I didn't have anything else going on. I was just excited to see that. I can't remember. And I was just going to ask you guys here if you guys know where it was going to be streaming.
That's the only question.
I was just wondering if you guys knew where that
Wednesdays at 8.
Because I want to check it out. Tell you what, man, you're winning all the time. You're winning with the Lions. You're winning with the Pistons right now. You're winning with the Wings. Michigan State basketball. Well, Michigan had a loss recently, but they're all winning a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't win more. Yeah, look at that sound. Bill doesn't love it. But you're always winning when you show up and have the delicious offerings at the one and only Adobo Boy.
Yes, sir. If you have ever wanted to try Filipino food in a great setting, Adobo Boy is the place to go. We here at Wake Up love Filipino food, and Adobo Boy, who is the official sponsor of Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast, delivers just that with their amazing food and vibes that are unmatched in the restaurant industry. With an amazing lunch menu, a dinner menu that will fulfill your need for new and flavorful food, and a weekend breakfast menu that will satisfy that morning hunger, Adobo Boy has you covered. While the menus for dinner and breakfast can vary slightly week to week, they will have 3 set items and rotate other items to give the community the different tastes and flavors of the Philippines. The main staples for lunch are there with the delicious soups such as beef mimi and pork belly sinigang and addicting lumpia there for the taking. But there are 2 dishes that will for sure satisfy your taste buds and leave you full, but always wanting more. Dean, what are those beautiful bowls?
The tofu crunch bites. Let me tell you about it. I'm just kidding. We all know why we're here, right? It's for
you got
Red's
all our
Pork
tofu
Adobo
fans really
Yeah.
excited.
Red's Pork Adobo Bowl is a slow cooked pork braised in soy sauce and vinegar, served with Jackie's achara, cucumber, a fried egg, and served on rice, named after their son, of course. And then they also have the chicken adobo, which is also braised in soy sauce and vinegar, but also with coconut milk to make it a little bit creamier, and with what looks to me hard-boiled quail eggs instead of a fried egg. Both are delicious. Buy 2 of each, mix them up, eat the ingredients separate. It's definitely worth it to do that.
That is right. It is so good. Thank you, Dean, for that beautiful description of adobo.
Oh yeah, right off the menu, baby.
So if you are into trying new and different foods or just like some amazing adobo and vibes, stop in and say hi to owners Ace, Jackie, and Son Red, who are amazing people who genuinely care about your experience there. Speaking of experiences, we have an expert on the experiences. Eddie, are you there? Are you there? Can you give us the experience?
Yeah, I'm here, Bill, and we're live with Adobo Dean, trying to get trying to lock down this experience situation at the one and only Adobo Boy. I can tell you, man, you're not going to be disappointed. That's a fact. I mean, you're going to get there, you're going to show up, you're going to instantly, when you walk in, you're going to know you're at the right place because you're going to smell the great food that's cooking. You're going to know that the ambiance of the place is very friendly, very much ready to cater to what you need. You're going to get through the line. You're going to talk to somebody at the register who's going to be happy to talk to you. ready to take your order. And at the end of that order, they're going to be extra happy to take 5% off when you say Wake Up Podcast. Again, you get 5% off at the register, your total meal, just by saying Wake Up Podcast. I mean, it's a total package. You walk in, you get the aromas, you get the ambiance. You're going to get the friendly staff that's happy to see you. You're going to get to order this amazing food that you're going to love to eat. And on top of that, they're going to give you 5% off just by saying Wake Up Podcast. Again, 5% off just by saying Wake Up Podcast. Truly a deal you can't beat.
Thank you, Adobros. So if you want that 5% off, you want that delicious adobo, you want those amazing vibes, get down to Adobo Boy, where they are open Tuesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for lunch and 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. for dinner. Saturday, they will be serving breakfast and lunch from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Adobo Boy is located at 3740 28th Street, Southeast Kentwood, Michigan, inside the amazing Myanmar restaurant. Make sure you head over to adoboboygr.com or Adobo Boy on Facebook for official menu items and hours. So get down there, get 5% off, saying Wake Up Podcast, and get fed and get happy. It is always more fun at the Adobo Boy. Take it away.
You take it away. I don't want to take it away. I want all of it. I want it here, and I don't want it taken away at all. I want that adobo.
Hey, give it to me.
Don't take that away, baby. I'll fight you. Fight you on it.
I'll bite
Yeah,
you.
man. Yeah, I'm a bite you. Yeah, I'm gonna get after you. No, man. I mean, yeah, gotta love the one and only Adobo Boy. You really, really can't beat the service and everything you got going on there. It's always going to bring a smile to your face, much like our much beloved shows and sitcoms from the 90s, which brings us to this week's Build Your Big Three 90s sitcom edition. For those who don't know, Build Your Big Three is a snake style draft where we draft up 1, 2, 3 and back down 3, 2, 1 until we build our big three. And this week, we're building our big three favorite 90s sitcoms. The order for this week is Bill, Dean, then myself. Bill, round one, pick one. You're on the clock.
Dang it, dude.
Dang it, dude. I get all the options. Yeah, I get to choose my favorite show unimpeded.
Oh, there's really not a there's really not a clear number one.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And for those who are curious, it's more like if the show started in like 88 or 89, that's okay if it had a run in the 90s. Like I
Go with a
explained to the guys
minimum
earlier.
of 3 years.
Yeah, I'd say at least a couple
Yeah.
where it was popular. Like if you took went from 83 to 90 and nobody watched in 1990, then that's not a
Right.
90s sitcom.
That's fair.
Or what about if it started in 98?
That's fine too. I mean, if it was popular in 98, 99,
Okay, I get what you're saying.
yeah. Like if
Okay.
it started in 98, maybe, the inaugural season sometimes isn't as popular, but people start watching like, oh, that's good. Then 99, people also loved it more.
Right.
That still counts to me.
That'll be
Just had a
interesting
run
to see.
in the 90s.
Be interesting to see if someone says it. I'm not gonna say it just in case. There was one in my mind.
I'm
specifically,
sure. I'm sure there's two that I can picture for you that would have started in 98
but- okay.
that you would be, and I think qualify.
Really?
Go for it.
Mm.
If you
Well,
want
I
it.
don't want to be. I don't want.
If it
it's
started
not-
in 98, you're good. It at least had 2 full seasons in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it because I want this one. I'm gonna go with Home Improvement.
I did have that one on my list. That's a good one.
Of course.
That's a
Yeah,
classic. We're
I
watching
mean,
it.
especially being from Michigan,
Right? Yeah,
and
for
he'd
sure.
always wear like Lion stuff
Detroit
and
stuff,
like
yeah.
Detroit stuff, and it's just that was super cool. to
You know,
me.
that's the one shout out you got to give to Tim
agree.
Allen, man, of all the stuff. Like when he got his own TV show, he's a Michigan guy. He kept it based out of Michigan and used Michigan references and stuff like that. I thought was super cool.
Yeah,
Always
it definitely resonated.
Yeah.
I do. That is a fantastic show. I didn't expect it to go first. There's so many that I'm like, I'm gonna be leaving off pretty much. I don't know, at least 8 of them, or at
I
least
feel like
6
you're
of
about
them.
to take my first pick right here.
I know. I think I know what your first
Yeah.
pick is going to be. I'm not going to take because I know that wasn't my favorite show when I was growing up in the 90s. Now the thing is do I go family show or do I go pure comedy? I'm gonna. You know what? I'll go ahead and take. I'll just take one of the most popular 90s show. I'll just take Friends. I'll just take it.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
Right?
Fantastic.
If anybody argues, it's just because they have a personal thing against the show.
No, I had other.
Right?
The only reason I'm like, oh, I'll take Friends because I had other ones that I would have left Friends off of, but it is one of the most popular and iconic 90s TV shows.
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I've watched.
Is that your first choice?
Yes, I'm gonna take Friends.
I mean, would that be your personal first choice?
I do like Friends a lot.
That's what you should take your personal first choice.
I mean, I could have said Friends.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess I'm getting bullied out of my pick.
No,
now.
I mean,
if
stick
you
with
if
it.
that's
I'm just
because
saying,
it's a great
like,
show. I love Friends. I love the show, but I'm surprised that
It's
is
okay.
your top pick. Because
What
I
do you-
feel like just because you're hesitating anyway.
I do like. I'm sticking with Friends because I think my other ones
Okay.
will still be there.
That's an
Okay.
amazing choice.
Is that okay
That's-
with you? Can I
Of
make my
course.
list the way I want to make it? Or
You of course can. I just don't want you to
I guess
shortchange
this is-
yourself.
Yeah, this is a hot take, but like I didn't think Friends was that good.
I mean, it wasn't for everybody.
That's
Pivot.
fair.
It's like,
I mean,
it had its moments, but like I don't
you're
know.
trying to move.
I mean, I watched a ton of Friends, mostly on the reruns on Nick at Night type of things.
Mhm.
But I've thought about sometimes just starting it and watching it, like binging, like over time, just watching because it's an enjoyable show. It's funny, it's good.
I was having it
I
as
don't know.
like my background like noise while I was
Yeah.
trying to go to bed for a while.
Yeah, I think it's certainly worthy of a first round choice of a 90s
sure.
sitcom draft.
I felt it deserved it because I know you weren't going to pick it.
I
Well,
wasn't gonna.
You might have picked it second, maybe, but
I would have thought about it, but I don't think I would have, just off of personal choices.
right. Fair enough.
But there's a ton of great options left on the board.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna go with Fresh Prince. Did you know I was gonna go there?
I didn't, but that was I was stuck between that one and Friends and another one. But
For the majority of the 90s, I'd have to say that was probably the show I may have watched the most and probably enjoyed the most.
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still watch it now.
Yeah.
If cable was just the normal thing still, I'd probably still be watching episodes every night. Obviously that's not the case. So I don't. So I have round 2, pick 1 also.
Streams on Max.
Does it? Fresh
Yeah.
Prince is on Max?
Yeah. I just rewatched it maybe a year ago.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Mm.
Last
Yeah,
episode gets you every time, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
I don't even want to think about it. I mean, there's the two big ones, right? The one that and the one we've all seen it. The
Why don't he
monologue.
love me, man?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
When Dad comes out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. Hell of a scene. Hell of a scene by Will Smith.
Let's pick your next pick.
So I'm going to go with the show here that I've used in another list. But here the thing is I didn't watch it a ton in the 90s, but it's one of my favorite shows of all time. So I'm going to go with South Park, which debuted in 97.
I knew you'd pick that one. I thought you'd pick something else right there.
Yeah, I thought about there's a lot of other things, but at the end of the day, when I look at the list, South Park is just one of my favorite shows ever.
Yeah.
And having back-to-back choices.
I was going to have it on my list, but I didn't know if we were going to count animated shows or not. Because I didn't know exactly what was a sitcom.
I don't.
But there was on all the lists I saw. South Park, and then there was another show.
I mean, it's fine with me. That's
I'm gonna say for my third pick now. That
I think I know what one. I think I know what one that because there's another one on here, obviously animated that I associate with Dean, but it is on my list. Yeah,
but you ain't gonna pick it though.
No, well, I don't have a chance to.
It's true. Oh man, I want to pick all the rest of the ones on my list. Ah, man, that is tough. I think I'm going to go with, I mean, I still watch this show a lot, so I'm going to go with King of Queens as my second pick.
Great. Is that Bill? Is that one you were thinking? That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's the one I was thinking of you when you had brought that up at the beginning. Because I'm like, I know it debuted in 98. But it's King of Queens. Come on now.
It's a great show.
Oh, so good.
Well, man, I thought my list would have not a lot left. I'm gonna go with Family Matters as my second.
Okay.
All right, just as based on like, I tended to watch that one a lot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, good show.
I mean, you relate to it, you know.
Right, and then I think I'm stealing this from Dean.
You might be.
Might be.
You might be if it's what I'm thinking.
If I still can't quit, it's only right.
Because I didn't realize about animated.
Right.
And the first one that came to my mind, South Park never even crossed my mind. And that is like one of the shows I really like.
Yeah.
King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Yep. That was it, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one. I wrote it at the bottom because I was going to use it as a what do we do at the end?
Honorable mention.
Because I wasn't sure about but then you said South Park and I was like,
yeah,
I didn't know if Bill would have it.
I mean, it's a situational comedy.
Yeah, it's true.
No, yeah,
I'm with you 100%.
I mean, that would if I had thought about like animated,
such a good show.
That might have been number one.
But I wasn't going to take it from
right.
Dean.
Yeah.
Because
I left you fresh.
I just couldn't do it. I know you like that show more than I do.
I loved King of the
And I really like that show, but
I like King of Queens.
I mean, I have another animated show.
That's true. You did. That's true. You took King of Queens right out from Bill's.
I did right from under your nose, right from under that bathroom stall.
No. I took your hand and I
you took my hand.
Put it right into Bill's toilet water.
I'm gonna leave the one I thought you were gonna pick the last two times on there.
Me?
Yeah, because once again, it wasn't one of my favorite shows.
Then I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if I'm going to take it.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm conflicted. There's a lot of good shows on here.
There's a lot of good shows. A lot of very popular shows that weren't. I mean,
I really kind of wish I changed my second one, but that was purely based on growing up.
We got to go with what you watched and what you loved.
I'm stuck between 3 or 4. Fudge. I'm gonna go with the childhood on this one. I'm gonna say Boy Meets World.
Sure.
It's Panga, you know. Keep brought you back every week. As a young man. It was
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
every
I
kid had a crush on her. So
Not me.
Yeah, once they got to high school,
once they got to high school.
I mean, she grew up. And we were all growing up. Like,
Same time.
whoa, Topanga.
Like, I think I might have a chance. We're like the same age almost. I'll meet her one day.
Danielle Fishel.
Yeah.
Whatever it took. Still, I know she's a listener.
She's still smoking hot.
Still, whatever it takes. Whatever you need.
Whatever you need. I don't have much.
I will figure it out.
You like wild turkey?
Yeah.
We're-
This is actually a single barrel 9-year Knob Creek. I'd meant to bring that up early on because I had said before that somebody had said it tasted like peanuts or
yeah, does it?
I mean, I'm not getting that. I don't get those things. It'd have to be so strong. for
What's
me
your
to get
notes?
that. Bourbon.
And
It's nice.
It's
Nice. It's good.
It's
Good. It's smooth. I mean, my whole ice has melted now, so it's gonna go down so easy now. But it's good. That's all I got for stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's good.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I wish I had the thing. But so the last choice is really tough. Really tough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I think I might go with that show that I think you're thinking, Dean, because I did watch a lot of it.
If it's the same show, whenever I think of that, I think of you whenever I see it. Because I always, when we were kids, that's all I remember really seeing you watch. But I know you watch other things. It just
Man. No, I'm like, is it this show?
I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead. I dare you.
It almost feels wrong to leave it off the list.
Well, there's 2. I feel that feels
honestly,
wrong.
there's more than that. Honestly,
You're right.
But I'm gonna go with this one. Just I do love the show, and I watched it a ton. I'm gonna go Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
That's the one. I thought you were gonna pick that first.
No, I mean, I love the show, and I did watch it a ton, and I think that's what ended up pushing me to pick it at the end. I've got other shows that almost took the show's place, but Seinfeld should be on a list of 90s sitcoms, just like Friends. And I did watch the crap out of it. And that's another show I think about starting from beginning to end. Not that you need to.
Yeah, right. It's a show about nothing.
It's such a good show. I don't know. I always thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it's very fun. I've actually never watched like a ton of it, but every episode I have seen were always funny.
It's always funny stuff. And the thing is, the subject matter, like, because it's about nothing,
right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's still fairly relevant because it's just situational stuff.
And you can pick it up anywhere too. You know what I mean? Like you could start it in any season. You're not like behind on anything really.
For sure. It's funny that you say I didn't know yet you've seen me watch that a bunch.
I remember you talking about it a bunch. So that's why every time I see Sign, I think of you.
Because I would watch shows that other kids my age weren't really like. in
Just
high
like-
school, I would stay up every night to watch The Daily Show.
That too, yeah.
I didn't know anybody else that stayed up to watch that show, so I
Yeah.
never talked about it.
I
But
remember watching it.
I really enjoyed that show. I thought he was hilarious, and I thought it was, I don't know, I liked learning about stuff that was going on, in a funny way. So, I'll go over our big three so you guys drum up some honorable mentions here. I'm going to start with Bill's big three because he had the first pick. Bill's big three, 90s sitcom edition. He had Home Improvement, Family Matters, and King of the Hill. Dean, who had the second pick, had Friends, King of Queens, and Boy Meets World. And myself, who had the last pick, had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, South Park, and Seinfeld. Dean, what was your first honorable mentions there?
I'll just say I'll say three of them that I really wanted. That I wanted to
four.
pick. Actually,
five.
there is a fourth one I could pick.
Of course.
Full House was one. Step by Step was one I watched a lot when I was a kid, and like Spin City.
Ooh, dude, I loved that show. I didn't even have that on my list.
I remember coming home from school and watching it on, I don't know, TBS or whatever, all the time. All the Michael J. Fox, all the way to Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was a big fan of that. Yeah,
Such a
great
good show.
Great selection. And honestly, if it had come across, it could have ended up on my list.
Yeah.
And one I know you guys have on your list probably is the dinosaurs.
Oh,
The
yes,
dinosaurs.
yes. Not the mama.
Yeah.
That
Think Back is a strange show, really.
Yeah,
That
it's really Roseanne with dinosaurs.
yeah, it kind of is. Yeah,
It is.
It is.
Tell me it's not, dude.
I never thought of it like that.
Dean, what
Me
was your
neither. So
second
right
one?
now, but
My second
I
step
think
by
it's
step.
No, your second pick overall.
Oh, it was King of Queens.
Oh yeah, you stole it from me.
I stole it right from
And then you took King of Hill from him.
And then you took
Yeah.
it right
You
from
guys should
under
just
my
flop
nose.
those picks.
And Third Rock from the Sun.
Great show.
Do you want to finish off the list or?
Did you have Third Rock from the Sun?
No, and I didn't have Spin
Think
City
about
either,
the
which
actors,
really,
too. I mean,
really
Joseph
upsets
Gordon-Levitt in there,
Yeah.
John Lithgow. I mean, it was a fun show.
It was a fun
I
show.
really enjoyed that. Yeah.
I liked it too.
You said Full House already. Simpsons.
Yeah.
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
And it wasn't on any list, and I had to look up the years. It started, I think, in '89 or whatnot. Not necessarily. I don't know how funny it was, but Coach.
I knew you were going to say it because I was going to use that too.
Oh man,
That almost made my list.
I like that show a lot.
Oh, love the show. Dude,
Yeah.
my fantasy football names have been Coach Hayden Fox and Orlando Breakers
That's awesome.
in multiple seasons.
That's awesome.
Love the show. Great honorable mention. Again, that almost took the place of Seinfeld. It was
Dean,
that.
Did you ever watch that at all?
Coach?
Yeah.
No. There is
should
one that
start
I thought. There was another one that I thought Eddie was going to pick too, but you might mention it here. So
I might.
You should, if you can find it, you should watch and see if
Coach.
you like it.
You know what happened?
check it out.
I can't say the specific situation because it's a work thing. I had to be at the hospital,
Mhm.
and the person I was hanging out with there, on the TV, on the channel, they had the show Coach.
Oh,
And I was like, I used to really love this show. I was like, you should listen. And when we were watching, the kid, the person was laughing while we were watching. I'm like, I told you, it's a good show. And it was right before it must have been like the season before he went to the Breakers when he was still at Minnesota State.
Yeah,
I think I remember what the main actor looks like in.
he's the coach in is it Blades of Glory?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I've seen like I haven't ever seen like a full episode, but I have seen
Craig
like
T. Nelson,
up
my
to
man.
a commercial or something. You know what I mean? And then just changed it, as a kid. But
Yeah, you should check out Coach. Great show. I think I don't know. When I watched it a couple months ago again, I enjoyed it a lot. They played like 2 or 3 episodes in a row, and I'm like, don't change it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna find anything better than this.
Like I can still hear the theme song in my head.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm good.
It's in your head.
What's
Doesn't lose.
your honorable mention?
yeah, what's your?
Oh, boo to you. I mean, one that I think shows up on plenty of lists would be that 70s show. There it is. Coach theme song. That 70s show, I know it started in 98. I thought that was one
Yeah.
you'd be thinking about too, Bill, along with King of Queens. I thought those were the two that were,
Yeah.
when you were talking before the pod, that's that 70s show. One that also almost took the place of Seinfeld was Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Watched, I feel like we had to have seen every episode of that.
Dang it.
I really feel like we may have seen every episode of Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And another show that I watched a ton of, I definitely didn't see every episode, but I enjoyed a lot, was Martin. At the time, super funny. I don't know if it's as funny now because he would dress up and whatever. But like, I remember really enjoying that show. So those were the honorable mentions I had, aside from the ones you guys mentioned already. What was the one you were thinking?
Married with Children.
I feel like that was base 80s.
That's not a show.
But definitely watched.
Have you like as like what's I like that I think of you like with Bill, like I think of George Lopez. I think of the George Lopez show. I don't know if that was a 90s show, but it might have been early 2000s.
It was right in there.
It's right there.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Such a good show too.
It's
Yeah,
so
it
funny.
is.
Yeah, it really is a good show. But yeah, I think of Bill with George, and I think of you when I see Seinfeld.
Married with Children. Yeah, Bill. I mean, I know we watched that. We saw a ton of that.
Yeah.
Al Bundy.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah, I didn't see that pop up because like I didn't even start trying to look it up till today.
Yeah.
When we recorded because we all got stuff going. But I know I was going to be missing stuff, and I was curious to hear what the other options you guys are going to bring up. Because obviously, just like when we did the movies last week, it's like there's just stuff you're just going to miss trying to make a list. Unless you take the time to do a real deep dive.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so, no, that's fun, man. I mean, you get all those 90s shows. I mean, geez, I look at the list and of all our big threes, and there's not a show there that you wouldn't enjoy. I mean, Boy Meets World is probably the one I wouldn't watch again.
I wouldn't watch it now, but
yeah,
as a kid, is definitely
not hating on it.
Right? No.
Just the one I probably wouldn't watch again, if I had to pick out of the list. But Futurama. I wonder when that one started.
It's like
would have been close.
97.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be close to the end of the 90s.
Yep.
Good show.
Yeah.
Another good one. Another good one.
The Nanny. Keep going. Let's keep it moving. I watched a lot. I watched that a lot when we lived in the country.
So hot. I did.
I mean, she's hot.
Oh, dude. Well, there's probably majority rules on that one.
Maybe. A lot of people didn't find her voice attractive.
Well, no, it wasn't. But she herself.
Right. So she became the Nanny.
Yeah, but did you think Fran Drescher was?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Even with the voice, didn't care.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
dude, I'll get used to the voice. Trust me.
I'll get used.
You hear it enough. It's going to be fine. Trust me, it's no big deal. But I'll tell you what, I mean, there's a lot of things you can get used to and things you can't. Dean usually brings up the things you can't get used to when we delve into the dark during Dean's conspiracy theory of the week.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought we were farther along. So I thought we were about to go into the game. So I want to start this by saying that the wildfires in California is a very tragic event. And I hope everybody who's lost their home or loved ones to make it through this time safely. Not just mine, but all of our thoughts and prayers go out to them. But with this event has sparked, no pun intended, a few conspiracies about how they started. I don't have like a ton of info. So these are not necessarily one-liners, but they're short. There's a couple of different theories. But with this being top news, I felt it to be interesting and all, and it is all for entertainment purposes only. So some are saying that these wildfires aren't just a natural disaster, but something more devious. So to start, a lot of people are saying that these fires were started by, I mean, who else but Diddy, right? To cover up. See, they're saying he paid people to start these fires to help cover up for one, any other evidence that could be hidden about, right? Because I mean, his home was part of the places that burned, I'm pretty sure.
But he's East Coast.
He's got a place in LA, I'm sure of it. He's probably, anyway.
Well, West Coast.
Any cover up for one, any other evidence that could be hidden about his alleged acts, but also to cover up a series of underground tunnels that some claim he has under the city to obviously traffic things and hide other evidence. So that's one theory. Not to mention, I mean, this, I don't even know, this doesn't really have anything to do with Diddy, but I saw a video not long ago of a guy riding a four-wheeler at night, like shooting fireballs like into the trees while he was driving down the road. Could be fake, could be in a completely different state, right? But still some room for concern. I mean, somebody just shooting fireballs into woods, regardless if that's where it was or not. But so that's one theory. Another theory is that these were started due to water mismanagement by the California government, which I believe Trump either tweeted or said in an interview. So essentially he sparked this conspiracy. This one comes up because not long ago, the California government defunded the fire departments by either $1 million or multiple millions of dollars not long ago. I don't know how much the fire department really has to do with the water mismanagement, but defunding them and then all this stuff starts happening and they're having trouble fighting these fires. You know, I can see where this one came about. You know what I mean? I can see where people could just kind of fall into that category of, oh, it's because of this. But this last one, though, some believe that the California government, again, started these fires themselves. For one, to set up some sort of high-speed railway that's going to be like underground, which coincidentally, the damage of these fires all lines up where they want to put this railway, this super speed railway or whatever. But also, some are saying it's because the California government are trying to install multiple 15-minute cities. There was a video of the governor talking about this and how he's already like talking to the affected city managements about redeveloping the areas, which does make sense, right? But he was talking about it with like a lot of enthusiasm, which is where a lot of people are starting. Like he just seemed too happy about starting this project, right?
What's a 15-minute city?
Everything, you live in the city. Well, obviously you live in the city. Everything is 15 minutes away. You just walk to, you can walk to
Gotcha.
everything.
Okay. All right.
It's an interesting, they have them in like Japan and stuff. And they're cool, but I don't know. They're trying to redevelop. So he's already talking to city managements of the affected areas about installing these 15-minute cities. Which does make sense, like I said, but he was talking about with like a lot of enthusiasm and was like this was a good thing that this was happening, and was smiling and stuff most of the time, which kind of rubbed me the wrong, just watching the video, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like there's still houses being lost and people dying from these fires still. Maybe the focus should mainly be on that right now and worry about that stuff once it's a little bit more contained, at least. I know you got to start kind of looking into that stuff as the governor. I get it, but it just seemed like it seemed like it was something that he was like, they were probably already discussing it, but now he's like, oh, now we can start doing it type of thing. You know what I mean? Without any hesitation. I don't know. I'm hopeful this is just a natural disaster, but you never know. Only for entertainment purposes only. What do you guys think?
I mean, you got to assume it's a natural disaster, right? Because the opposite side of that is dark.
Yes.
But like, I don't know. You seen like those videos of like dudes trying to start more fires?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like that stuff's crazy. I mean, that could easily happen. I mean, it wouldn't take much.
No. Especially in that area,
Yeah, if it's been dry, you start one little fire, like it's not always just natural. Who knows if it was?
Right.
I'm not gonna say the government did it for sure.
Right.
But like I also see it like the governor has to kind of be like, yeah, this is terrible, but I also want to say like here we got some positive things coming forward because of what's going on,
Definitely.
But who knows?
I do understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad
this is just that's just the theory. It did rub me the wrong. He just seemed really like it didn't feel like he was that upset about all these these thousands of homes and these people dying. Like it almost felt like, okay, like yeah, that happened, but like guess what we're gonna be putting in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, how do you express that plan in a way that doesn't piss somebody off?
I mean, that's fair too. And like I said, I understand, like you have to, especially as like the governor, right? You definitely have to look into the redeveloping as this is happening, because it's going to have to be
well, the first question
rebuilt.
is, what's your plan?
Right. Exactly.
They're like, this is happening. What's your plan?
Yeah.
So he probably was too excited.
Yeah. And that's where like a lot of the people are like, he just seems so happy about it. And like, it's like, yeah, it's an exciting thing, but it's also a very dark time right now for that part of the United States.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, the conspiracy could be absolutely right.
And a lot of theories have been proven to be true. So.
I mean, maybe it was a game to be played. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Bill, where are you at, man?
It's all an inside job, my man. I'm awake.
He's been...
He was already woken up by us.
Okay. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously they've had fires before,
right?
And the winds were pretty bad, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I have seen arguments to say that they wanted to make it a Los Angeles 2.0.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I tend to think that this time it was natural disaster. But I wouldn't rule it past.
It's hard to say, you know.
We're 46 into these things. One of these is bound to be true. So,
Well, the Mandela effects are all true, so we'll count those. Look
Then
back and watch them.
then I've been awakened. Inside job. 9/11 inside job.
It's a theory.
It's a big theory.
It's a big one. But everybody knows that one. I mean, everybody kind of, yeah.
Jet fuel don't melt steel beams. That's the argument that's always made.
I mean, yes. Continue.
Not my argument.
You're still on that. You believe that?
I don't know how buildings work, man. I don't know.
No,
The
you
thing-
believe that 9/11 was an inside job.
I don't necessarily fully believe it, but I don't rule it out. Because
I've
I
seen
just
too much.
the thing with me is that I've seen too much, man. The thing, just real quick,
Go back.
the thing with me is that I don't know how something can hit the very top and then it just falls straight down. That's the only thing that's like, it doesn't
They said
those-
jet fuel melted the steel beams.
all the way to the ground floor.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That's
mean-
the thing, you know, and I don't know. I don't know how buildings work. I'm not a freaking architect or whatever. So I don't know. Maybe jet fuel leaked all the way down to the first floor from the 145th or whatever. And you know, maybe it took the stairs down. I don't know.
I think they said the theory is that
It took the stairs. I don't know. Man.
collapsed upon itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, it came straight down.
But the thing is, like, those skyscrapers are built to withstand a lot, right? Obviously, it wasn't built to have a plane flown into it, but it did take a very long time. I don't know. And then there's, you know, like some survivors say they heard a big boom right before, you know, it fell. And it's just, I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I wasn't there. I wasn't there for any of these.
Boy, man, we started talking about. Yeah, no, I get it.
But yeah, no, I don't know.
I get
That's the only thing with me. I don't know how you hit up here and then the whole thing collapses from the bottom. Other than the jet fuel, that's the only explanation they'll give you. So,
All right, Dean's calling it. U.S. government was in on 9/11.
W. It was W. Possible. Possible.
I don't know, man. He started that whole thing off with Diddy's house out there in LA, and we came out to W and 9/11. You know, I mean, there's
It's
a lot of
crazy.
correlations. I mean, between Diddy's house to Dean's conspiracy to Bill's balls games, and that brings us this week's a lot of fun during Bill's balls games.
Fellas, this is either going to be a huge flop or this is
sure.
going to be pretty funny. I think I'm 50-50 right now. I asked you both if you had notebooks to write stuff down. You both said you do.
I need a full notebook.
Well,
I have a piece of paper here.
Half a notebook or a quarter of a notebook.
How much
I mean-
space do I need? Am I writing paragraphs?
just enough to be able to hold up your answer.
Oh, like multiple different answers?
Well, I mean, you can just cross out the one. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
All right. Tonight we are playing not against each other, but with each other.
I love to play with Dean.
And how well do you know
Been
me?
dreaming about playing with
How well do we know Bill?
No,
each other.
each other.
How are we playing together?
Get because you gotta. These are simple questions.
Because they're simple questions. What are you, a politician now? Let me answer that by asking you this.
We'll
Do
have a
you
little
know what
fun.
you're talking about?
We'll have a little fun, and they get to know you too.
Okay.
So
We're working together, but not.
you're not okay. I don't know. Let's just get this going.
Okay.
All right.
They're just how well do you know me questions,
All right.
and I gotta see if you two know each other.
So like
Without
what's
having asked me or Dean, Bill, you're going off that you are the professional on us.
No, you're both gonna write your answer down.
Oh, like
Yes.
like the couples
the,
game.
the,
or
man-
whatever.
yeah, like
the
a couple's
newlywed
game.
game.
Gotcha.
Newlywed
gotcha.
game.
Okay.
Only
All right.
this
All
is the newly brother or the old brothers game.
right. Gotcha. All right.
All
Now I
right.
got it.
First question,
Yikes.
Eddie. What's the size of Dean's?
Well, we don't need
All
much
right, here
paper
we
for
go,
that.
here we
do
go,
we?
No.
Here we go. Here we go.
No.
All right. What is Dean's favorite season?
Do I have to write my answer?
I mean, you could. I mean, you can just say what it is.
Okay. What if I change it?
First one to, we'll say 5 wins.
Let me think. Hold on.
All right.
Okay.
You want me to hold up my answer?
Yeah.
Should Dean say his first and then?
I mean, I guess
show
you don't
my
have to
answer?
write it down. You can just say what you think it is.
That's true. But
Yeah. I'm not going to
should he-
change my answer.
well, if I write it down
And then
he
I
says
say
what it is first, then there's no question.
No, you.
I've already written it. I'm not going to write anything.
Right. But if, like, going forward, if you just say it first, Dean's not going to change his answer.
He
Right.
might
Why would I change my answer?
to win. I would.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
I would.
You are ruthless. Okay.
I would. I would change it to win.
He wrote it down. I'll say it.
I did. I wrote it down. It's in my hands right here.
My favorite season is garlic.
Great season.
Just- no, it's spring.
That's what I wrote.
Spring's my favorite.
I didn't have spring.
season. Summer.
I had fall.
Oh, I do like fall. Spring because it's my birthday. And it's
So
the start of
Dean's
golf
up
season.
1-0
Dean's up 1-0. First to 5.
because he knew himself better than me. All right.
Dean.
He knew himself better than me.
Dean.
Uh-huh.
How does Eddie like to spend his free time? Write it down.
And
All
how
right.
many hours?
That's a weird question.
You want to do a different one? What's
Yeah.
all right?
Well,
What
man,
is Eddie's favorite day of the week? Dun, 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 dun.
Who doesn't love Mondays? Am I right?
Shut up! You're giving away the answer.
I don't. I've crossed out 2 different answers.
I don't.
I'm gonna go with.
Don't say because I'm
I'm
supposed to
not.
say. You have
I'm
to have
not
it
going.
written down.
It's
Because
written
I'll
down.
change it. I will change it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
Are you sure? You better not change that shit.
I don't even have my
All right.
pen.
I'm gonna go with Saturday.
Ooh, I was close. I had Saturday. I crossed it out. I wrote Sunday
Sunday. Yeah, I
Wow,
thought
football
I-
Sundays, huh?
because of football. Yeah, I thought
I
maybe
thought-
you'd be thinking
I
like right
almost thought Sunday.
now.
Yeah, but it is Saturday.
No, I
The
figured.
Sunday you got to worry about work the next day.
Right. I'm with you 100%.
Saturday's the only free day we have as people.
It's true. You can be as weird
All
as
right.
I want on Saturday.
Let's get into the deep questions here.
All right.
Eddie, what Hogwarts house would Dean be sorted into, or what he would want to be sorted into?
Hold on. Before you write anything down, let me think. Okay.
He
Straight
almost should
face.
be the one to write this down.
I can. You want me to?
don't
I know what I would get sorted into, but there's one I'd rather get sorted into. I've
There's
done the
an
test.
obvious answer
I'm a big Harry Potter
for most people who love Harry Potter. There's an obvious answer for most people that love Harry Potter.
Uh-huh.
And I would assume that's where you'd want to go. So you know what I'm going to say.
Probably.
You don't have to write it down. I'm going to say Gryffindor.
Yeah.
And you thought maybe you'd get sorted into Hufflepuff.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's exactly. He's spot on. Spot on. Holy shit. I've taken the test. It always pops up Hufflepuff. I'm too loyal.
I
Too
freaking knew it.
loyal.
Thank you for being honest.
2-1
No,
Eddie. That was
Because
good.
be like, I mean, I want Slytherin.
Slytherin would be cool because green's.
Sure.
I don't know about color's not one of your questions, but green's
All
my
right,
favorite color.
Dean.
Don't ask.
What would Eddie's dream job be?
That's a hard question.
Is
That's
it?
a really hard question. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Well, okay, sure. I'll take it straight basic. Straight basic of what your dream job would be.
He's like lieutenant governor to the
Yeah,
Secretary of State.
So I'll say after Dean's written it down.
Okay.
A prima ballerina.
I want to be the associate executive director
Go ahead.
at a nonprofit based out of New York.
And I had an executive nonprofit.
Professional football player.
Of course. But I think you're already living the dream. Middle school wrestling coach. Damn. Damn.
Is that what you wrote?
I did. I don't know if you can actually see that.
I can't read, and you could say anything on.
You can see right there.
Yeah.
Middle school wrestling coach. You see how I crossed off Saturday too?
I'm not even a middle school wrestling coach anymore.
Well, you lived it. You
I
didn't
did
like
live
the
it.
dream too much.
So I'm up 3-1.
I would have. I wouldn't have put football player. I would have put football.
That's
player.
why I tried to say I'm taking it as basic.
I would have
you
said
take it.
coach.
I would have said coach too.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, count it then. Because honestly, I would love to be a coach.
a middle school wrestling coach.
Well, he still said middle martial.
Yeah,
He still said middle school wrestling coach.
Trying
So I'm up 3-1.
3-1.
All right.
No, we're playing
Eddie.
together. This is a newlywed game. We're supposed to be together.
Ooh. Should
Bang
we get
me.
into the? All right.
Like a newlywed. Like it's our honeymoon.
All right. Now this is I don't you're not gonna know this, I don't think, but you're gonna it's 50-50. Eddie, does
Is it-
Dean make the first move? I think it's a fairly easy answer.
Write down your answer.
I think it's an easy answer.
It is a 50-50. Why are you thinking about it?
I'm trying to think of all the because it. Go ahead.
I feel like we, in general, would say no, but he wrote down yes. So I'm going to go with no,
Oh.
but he wrote down yes.
Yes, I wrote down yes.
So it's 3-2.
It was more of like of all because I had to think because of all the chicks or the women, all the women I've been with.
Whoa,
The plethora.
Um, it's been like a 70-30 of me making the first move.
Okay.
What
I
about
mean,
the
only you
guys?
know. I
What's the
believe.
percentage of the guys?
Oh, I'm always making the first move.
If
of
I
the
was to
guys.
guess, it was a no. But I mean,
My guess was no by far.
Thanks, guys. Jeez. Appreciate it, I guess.
Okay, so it's 3-2.
yeah.
All right,
He's lying,
Dean.
but it's fine.
Yeah. All right.
No regrets, huh?
No, not even one letter.
All right.
Maybe making the
Middle school
first
wrestling coach pretty big. Go ahead.
Dean.
Mhm.
Does Eddie prefer to bake or cook? Answer written down.
I wrote mine down.
Okay.
Eddie?
He's gonna get this one.
Well, don't you say yours first?
You can't see that because of the virtual background, but I said cook.
I wrote down cook.
All right.
Yeah, wait for it to.
Oh yeah.
All right, 3-3.
3-3.
Eddie.
Yeah.
What meal could Dean eat every single day?
Just meal. I have to get down to the apps and desserts or what?
No, I mean like
What
we
food?
won't even.
What's a food?
Let's not go meal. Let's just say yeah. Let's say if he could pick something to eat every single day, what would it be?
Right.
Dude, I like so much stuff, though. It's hard to narrow it down to one.
It is hard to narrow it down.
I'll write it down just so that
I don't
way-
think it needs to be narrowed down to one. It's up to you.
Oh, you mean so that way it gives him multiple chances? to
Well,
guess
I
it?
mean that is a tough thing, right? Because like there are multiple things I could eat every single
I could
day
say
after
what
that.
I'm thinking, and Dean, you could just say if it's one of the things.
Okay.
I would say pizza
I mean, yeah, of course. Who wouldn't want to eat? Who wouldn't eat pizza every day?
because
You know,
I mean that's what I would say too.
I was gonna write. It would have thrown you off. I was gonna just write down Adobo just because we had talked about it.
I was gonna say
But
Whoppers.
Or Whopper. I was
Say-
gonna put burger down.
Yeah,
Burgers,
burgers. It was either pizza
pizza.
or burgers.
Yeah, you would have been right either way. Either way, unless I had to write it
I
down.
mean, yes. I mean, same. Of course. I
Of
could have
course.
burgers. I could have burgers or pizza every day.
Look at me.
All right, 4-3.
4-3. So is it Dean asking? Is it Dean? Oh yeah. Okay. Dean.
You got something about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Dude, what's the last thing Eddie does at night?
I know what I do at night.
Last thing I do at
Actually,
night.
I do remember. You had actually said this before. I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
Wow.
I
Because I only have one thing on my mind.
Okay.
Last thing I do at night. Take a piss.
Oh,
oh.
I wrote. Watch TikToks.
Sometimes for sure. I think it should count. I think that should count.
All right. All right.
That-
All right.
that does
4-4.
The thing is, I usually put my phone on a charger away from me.
So that
Now.
way, right?
So I'm not doing that. But that's a good guess. That's a valid.
I remember you saying that, like, you just like lay in bed and watch TikToks
Yeah.
so you fall asleep
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes the phone drop on your face kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah.
Okay. For the win.
What's Dean's
This is
favorite
mostly-
sports?
Okay, here we go.
Yanks it. My answer is yanks it.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, here we go.
Regardless of the
This
question.
is a
Doesn't matter
real.
what time of day.
This is a real brother-ish question for the win.
Okay.
What is Dean's deepest childhood fear?
I'll write it down too.
His deepest childhood fear?
Fear.
Jeepers creepers.
I don't think it's as hard as you think. I think it's pretty well known about me, I think.
I think I
That
know
helps.
the real answer, and then I have another answer.
Honestly, there could be a couple answers in reality.
The dark?
I wrote spiders, bugs,
Bugs,
slash
yeah.
bugs.
Yeah, it didn't even occur to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate.
The other one would be spit.
Oh, that would have been correct. Sometimes you get spit on and then you throw up and crap your pants at the same time.
Seen it happen.
Yeah,
I thought for sure that's what you were gonna say.
lived it.
No, I mean, I couldn't think of what spiders and bugs would just. It does not cross my mind when I think of you, Dean.
I hate spiders, dude.
Yeah, he's
I've heard that. I've never seen you be afraid of spiders. I've never seen it myself,
Well,
other
you said-
than maybe when we were really young.
you
like-
said childhood fear. Now I'm not gonna like scream. But when I was a kid, yeah, I would. I'd be like, "Ah!" and get away. Like if I saw one dangling, you know what I mean? I'd freak
Yeah.
out. Now I see it and I'm like, it just gives me like the willies. You know what I mean? It's like, ugh. Then I have to try to do something about it, even though I don't
he
want
hates
to.
the flying bugs.
Yes. Mosquitoes.
Congrats, Dean. Bills balls games.
Oh, he went. He got a point for me
Yeah.
not getting it right. This game is stupid. You serious about this?
Oh,
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
And
You wanna
we're
play
kinda running on a
janky
time
games?
crunch.
A time
Time-
crunch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crunch your time, so I'll tell you that right now.
All right.
Is that what you want?
gave you the signal.
God forbid I
Huh?
keep the listeners excited.
I'll tell you what keeps listeners excited. If you go back, not only enjoy this episode, but if you enjoy the last episode where we didn't just talk about 90s sitcoms, we actually did our big 3 90s movies. Dean got into the simulation theory that we're all living in right now. And of course, we did a game where we did true or false, Presidente style. So that was a lot of fun. Bill, your game this week sucked. But let us know in the comments what you scored, which you can't because it was just personal stuff that
Well, I
most you
mean-
people would have no idea about anyway. And Dean lied about half the time. So
Oh, yeah.
let us know what you scored on the fake game.
I hate this. I'm out.
What you thought about Dean's conspiracy during, what he felt like his fake fires in California. And of course, what we left out and what we missed during the Build Your Big 3 90s sitcom edition, where we had a lot of great shows on there. So that being said, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you next week on Wake Up with the Sleeper Boys podcast.